This section has been helping us. So you have a comment, and then I'm going to ask the panelists to give us 30 seconds each, and then I'll close with some words reminding us of the next action. Yes? Yes? 1 second, my brother. We will do it.
1 second.
Excuse me.
It's not 1 second.
1 second, my brother. Let the brother speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, I'm not as a powerful speaker as many of my fellow speakers, but I do have a few things to say. The first of which is, I would like everyone to ask themselves, what country has ever benefited from UK rule? Just the UK alone. Now, bear in mind, this is a very important thing I have to say. So under the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the very first article, the very first section inside of it says, all people have the right of self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. It goes on to say, all peoples may for their own ends freely dispose of their natural wealth and resources without prejudice to any obligations arising out of international economic cooperation based on the principle of mutual benefit. So what has the UK done to us that we don't know the COI? Yes, they have. They have taken away our fishing waters. They are seeking to take away our fishing waters. North of Anegada, they have oil here that they've been searching for during the underwater topography. They are here for our resources. They are not here for us. Now, there is something else that we should raise. Article 25 of the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights gives us the human right to freely elect our representatives and participate in our public affairs. What part of that advisory council will be elected by us? None. Should we accept that? So what should we do about it? All right.
Thank you. Brother Carlos been helping, and our panel, please be prepared. Let's close the statements 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to be devil advocate here. I like to listen first before I speak. And I've been listening all evening, and I think everybody in this room got the picture of what we need to do. The problem I think we don't have is how we're going to do it. Because we're put in a situation or a position by the same elected leaders that we elected. We've been put in a situation by the leaders that we have elected. You hear me? I'm the devil advocate. We are in a situation right now where our leaders need us to help them to get us out of what we're in. Am I right? Am I right? You have an opinion. We, the people, like a lot of you guys been saying, been dormant for a long time. We see the victimization, we see all the stuff that's been going on to us, and we've been sitting on the sidelines. Some of us have been loud, making noise, but yet you look at us like we're crazy, and we're talking foolishness. Now here we are at the crossroads, where we have decisions being made over our heads that we have nothing that we can do about it. whether it's tomorrow, the next day, what do we intend to do about marching? We are gathering at the governor's house, whatever situation it is. Who's going to speak on our behalf? The same ministers, or is it going to be us speaking on our behalf? Who's speaking for us? I'm being devil advocate right now. Like I said, we've given them the opportunity to lead us. We've put them there to lead us. All 13. When the situation fell, and you're looking for the same 13 to speak, you couldn't find one. You make phone calls, you can't hear anybody. All of a sudden, all the airways are filled with information. Let's do this, let's do that. Again, people, we're the ones that put them there. We're the ones here today, trying to make decisions for ourselves and our families and the generations to come. We are the ones that are making a decision. So again, I ask, who is going to lead us? I'm for independence if we have to. But we need to understand is we do this to us. We allow it to happen to us. So it's we have to take ourselves out. No politician will do something. Again, none. So tomorrow, again, I ask, who is going to lead us? We have a panel. I expect you to give me an answer to my question. Thank you.
All right. Now, guys. Now, I just hear somebody asked me a question, and they asked me a question why it seems that we're rushing. We're not rushing. Our media partners, especially ZPDI, we want to make sure people hear what the next steps are going to take. Okay? So,
the Resistant Radio Station, Fresh Radio Vybz.
We'll say some final words to remind.
Fresh Radio Vybz. Fresh Radio Vybz. The most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The Resistant Radio Station. Fresh Radio Vybz.
Stumble over simplicity. We're here together to fight for our country.
I just want to say to my brother Doug, you're absolutely right. There's nothing wrong with us being able to do self-examination and hold ourselves accountable. But we should also recognize the fact that the UK and the governor who represents the UK's interests has been complicit. They have also to be blamed for some of the conditions we are in. As a matter of fact,
Cross-hungry, miserable.
Rest in the UK's hand. The ability for them to give us the kind of information and guide us along the way to develop ourselves as a nation, they have failed. And now they come in here telling us that we failed. You imagine, look at it. They only suspend the path where we should be improving. But them neglected to give themselves any type of blame. Every path that the governor was responsible for, all of a sudden, don't blame the governor. We're going to correct ourselves. Don't blame the police for the police chief. He going to fix it. He promised to fix it. Well, who going to police us? My good friend said, who going to police the police? Who going to police the governor? Who going to police the UK? Who will ensure that we get a fair shake? Who? So I ain't going to support no kind of argument that's going to continue to kill yourself and not recognize the failures on the other side as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. You see this right here? I don't want to call it garbage. It's not garbage. It is necessary. It's a good way to examine our internal system. And it's a start for correcting wrong direction. But it's not reason. There's nothing in here to justify suspending our Constitution. There's nothing in here that speaks to them having the authority to even suspend our Constitution to put us back in slaves. Because we're not slaves. That's what we're being treated like like we have no say. Them don't suspend our constitution. All of this here, 900 pages, some people running around there talking about, oh, it's a lot of things in it. It's designed this way to bring fear. It's designed this way to confuse you. It's designed this way so you don't really see the true agenda. There is an agenda. Thank you, John Klein, for bringing that out. The agenda was being discussed in 2018. Listen, don't block yet. I want y'all to know it's still there. In 2018, not the minister now, but the one before, was having a discussion among themselves. The white paper agenda is real. All of those things. If England is to move away from Brexit and start building more economic powers outside of Europe, we are right for that. This ain't about no accountability. This ain't about helping the territory better. No, it's about takeover. Takeover means they now have control to do whatever they want, when they want, all they want, and it's wrong. So all of those who are looking, who are starting over in England, the same way you fought for your Brexit, we want our Brexit too. You can't tell me that you didn't want Germany, you didn't want somebody else to rule you. It's okay for you to have your Brexit, but now you're coming and tell me that we are less than you. You want us to get better. Nonsense. Nonsense.
Radio station, Fresh Radio Vybz.
All right.
Fresh Radio Vybz.
So guys, as we wrap up, who are audio sing?
The most feared internet radio
I wanted to
station.
also take away.
The resistance.
Understand? I don't know if one thing short from it tonight is the intelligence and brilliance of us as organizers.
Fresh Radio Vybz. The most
Of what
radio station.
needs to happen. First thing is we need to arise. Okay, I started out by telling you 2 years will set us back how many years?
The most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Fresh
where we
Radio
are,
Vybz.
and I appreciate what everyone has said tonight, including the last final comments.
Fresh Radio
But because
Vybz.
of the brilliance
Most feared
that is in
internet
this
radio
country,
station on
we gonna have a
planet
plan, and
The
we gonna have it
resistant radio
just so.
station.
Have no fear with that.
Radio
Because again, we didn't come here tonight with a
Fresh Radio
purpose.
Vybz.
I said
Fresh
to you
Radio
guys, our
Vybz.
children's
The most
inheritance
feared
is
internet
not
radio station on planet
negotiable.
Earth.
So therefore, this is just one step of a process.
Radio.
And everyone
Cross,
tonight
hungry,
spoke.
miserable.
We need to have a conversation before that, but everything lines
Fresh Radio
up
Vybz.
as a matter of educating
internet radio
ourselves
station on
as to
planet Earth.
what it is we are dealing with and
Radio
what it is
station.
we're up against.
Fresh
We are not
Radio
playing checkers, this is chess. And sometimes chess takes days. But that is what it takes. Again, it is about what is the race is not for the swift, but it is for those who will endure. Right? So I'm going to leave us tonight with the one. We need to arise. Anyone accuses you of being anti-British, you let them know this isn't about anti-British. This is about pro-Virginians. Because if we don't look out for ourselves, look sharp, nobody else will. So we have to take everything to like share all this information. Just like how we like to blast the negative stuff, make sure everybody from the youngest, because that's the last thing I'm going to encourage us. Make sure the generation we are here fighting for understand what it is going on in this country in this season. Because they need to be a part, they need to be educated as well. And that is one of the things that I regret.
Cross, hungry, miserable. Mayday, Mayday.
That I didn't understand all the things that Najan was explaining from an earlier age, because we would be in a different place. So as Amber said, it's all in our mindset. We are an emancipated plantation.
I know that you're afraid.
You understand?
You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change.
Virgin Islands are
I don't know the
rise.
future. I didn't come here to tell you that.
Please bring out your kids tomorrow. Guys, they could miss 1 hour, an hour and a half of school. The entire match includes the people of this territory and the generation below us. They need to be a part of this. This is the student meeting. Bring your kids out, come on, you come. Bring your kids. I would recommend, if you're driving a truck, bring your truck, bring your boat, bring whatever you have with you. Meet tomorrow morning, please.
Okay, I will give you the details and wrap up in the end. If you just give me 2 seconds, I'll be quick. Yes, I will. I just want, in wrapping up everything, or parting thoughts that we're taking away, I want us to understand and to remember. Right now, we are being accused of having compromised systems and structures within our government. I want us as a people to understand. Our local government is responsible for policies. The governor is responsible for governance and structures to help pass the policies, to help those things come to be. Do not sit by for a second and believe that we just ran amok on our own. They are complicit in the action. You sat there the entire time. You have been with the governor the entire time this has happened. And we still have a system in government or emolument system. It is over 20 years old. We have a problem where we are not efficient within the public service because we cannot attract the talent to do the job, because the pay grade is over 20 years old. We are advancing as a country, but we cannot meet we are educating our citizens and we cannot compensate them when they come back. All of us here on streaming online, you know you have family members went to school, came back, and it's like, I can't work for government for $20,000. That is not our fault. We need the time. We need to not be rushed to make a decision in 2 days, in 24 hours, in whatever. We need to stand together. We need to demand the same time you had to process and formulate and put things together. We acknowledge that there are changes, there's some work to be done. We need the time to decipher your findings, and we need the time to come up with a plan collectively so that we can get our country where we need it to be. We are not open for any suspension of any kind to any part of our constitution, and it will not happen, not under my watch, and this country continue to function. It will not happen, and we function. As the good brother said, we got to do the work. So please, I am asking you to understand, there's a narrative out there. There's people who say, okay, so what are we going to do? How are we going to continue? We don't need to have 40 responses or 45 responses to match this on how we get out of this. We didn't have the time to process it. What we need to understand is the urgent matter on hand is they have caught us in a very compromising position, and we need to not fall apart. Yes, we have been knocked down, but we will band together, we will stand, and we will demand. We will not be ruled by the youth. This is a democracy. Tomorrow, please, I am asking you, come out with us tomorrow. We will gather. It is a demonstration. We will gather at the governor's house tomorrow. We will be there for 8 o'clock. If you need to come down from 7:30 or 7:45, we need to be on time. Because we're not going to be there long. And when they're rolling in for their meetings, we need them to see us there in large numbers. We need the police to have to stop and make their way through us. Okay? We don't need them to just drive in willy-nilly because we have 2 or 3 people gathered. That is not why I came here tonight. We need them to take between the ferry terminal and the governor's house, the governor's gate. We need them to take at least 30 minutes to try to make their way down through us. You understand? Please, I am asking you, our lives depend on it, our livelihood depend on it. It ain't gonna be no more I could come next door to my good brother and ask him for assistance if I fall on hard time. We all gonna be in hard time together. Please, tomorrow, be there for 8 o'clock. We don't mind
Mayday.
15 minutes early, we actually prefer that. For 8
Mayday.
o'clock. For those of you who want to gather, there's always a meeting after a meeting. We have a number of placards that we've brought up. We have markers. If you don't have your signs, you are free to come by. We have them. We have material. You can make your signs. You can walk with your sign. We are coming prepared. We are making our voices heard, and we are standing together as a people. Thank you.
So, there's also a petition that's going around to make sure you can read it and sign it to say our voices to be heard. It's going to be available here, and we're going to have it available from there. Again, the details are as follows. We want to be there for 8 a.m. at the governor's house as early as possible. For government officials and government employees, everybody gets sick every now and again. Tomorrow's a good day to write in to be sick. It's a good day to be. COVID is going around. Just show up. You're not disobedient. You're not going to get caught up. The laws are written against us being able to approach. But you can have a sick out and show up. Because if you're not sick tomorrow, you're going to be sick 30 years from now. Now, we want to thank everyone, and here's the thing, if you weren't able to talk tonight, you get to talk tomorrow, the day after this. Talk in your home, in your community, in your churches, on your job. We are able to continue this conversation because it's not just about tonight. Please, tomorrow, so we thank Sister Shayna, my brother Henry Sam, Sister Amberly, everyone who is here. JTV, ZBI, all of us who are keeping this all over our community, let's band together. I'll close the way we started, and how we pray for people. And, as you know, I'm the son of a pastor and
I know you're out there.
This morning, we preached this. He said,
I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
The territory's leader, Andrew Fahie, is charged with cocaine trafficking. And a separate inquiry found huge failings in governance here. A British minister has now arrived, but she'll face resistance. There is deep unease with London taking over.
Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible.
Fresh Radio Vybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Fresh Radio Vybz. Fresh Radio Vybz. Fresh Radio Vybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet
years,
Earth.
The British Virgin Islands has been where the ultra-rich set up shell companies which are shrouded by secrecy and weak governance. So weak, the BVI governor set up a special commission last year investigating cronyism, widespread misuse of public funds, and possible links to drugs. Then yesterday, the Premier Andrew Fahie arrested by the Americans in Miami in connection with a cocaine plot.
And this afternoon, a bombshell announcement with the publication of a long-awaited report into alleged corruption in the British Virgin Islands that will ricochet through the Foreign Office here. The Commission found that governance on the islands was so bad, they're recommending temporary suspension of elected government itself and replacement with an advisory council. In other words, direct rule from here. If approved by the Privy Council, which could happen within weeks, day-to-day control would pass to the BVI governor, career diplomat John Rankin, who'd appoint an executive council. Rankin said the commission had concluded
with a particularly heavy heart that unless the most urgent and drastic steps are taken, the current situation with elected officials deliberately ignoring the tenets of good governance will go on indefinitely.
The Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, said substantial legislative and constitutional change is required to restore the standard of governance that the people of the British Virgin Islands are entitled to.
Your BVI government says transparent commission of inquiry is welcome.
Premier Fahie had embraced the commission when it was set up, and many in the BVI will see suspending his government as the old colonial power throwing its weight around. As for Fahie's arrest, the commission and its findings are totally separate, insists the BVI governor. Fahie's indictment is like reading a Hollywood script, accused of helping Hezbollah and the Sinaloa cartel try to smuggle cocaine through BVI ports. But the commission recommendations are to be welcomed, say anti-corruption campaigns.
Well, where are we today? We have a situation where the elected premier of the island has been arrested on suspected drugs trafficking offences. You've got a commission of inquiry saying there's endemic corruption. You've got our research, which points to 92% of money laundering and corruption money that flows through the overseas territories being in the British Virgin Islands. It's a pretty damning picture, and it's all come together very quickly, really. It's clear that urgent and decisive action needs to be taken to reverse the direction of travel.
Trouble in paradise.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future.
On 5th of March,
I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to
I
end.
have resigned as
I
the
came here
representative of the
to tell you how it's going to begin.
with immediate effect.
I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people.
I have listened to the many concerns expressed by the people of this territory about my decision. These concerns have weighed heavily on my mind, day in and day out. I recognize the huge responsibility and trust that you, the people of the 4th District in particular, have placed in me over the past many years. My resignation letter, as addressed to the Clerk of the House of Assembly on the 5th of March 2019, was considered invalid as, according to the Virgin Islands Constitution, Section 67(3)(a), my letter had to be addressed to the Speaker of the House of Assembly. At the time, there was no Speaker of the House. This was further pointed out by the clerk in her letter to me dated 13th March 2019, received 14th March 2019, requesting me to write directly to the Speaker. Furthermore, the Speaker, who was subsequently elected, wrote to me in a letter dated 13th March 2019, received by me on 14th March 2019, pointing out that my resignation letter had to be addressed to the Speaker. His letter further stated that he accepted my resignation. However, since I did not write to him originally, today, 14th March 2019, in a letter addressed to the Speaker, I advised him that I wish to be sworn in at his earliest convenience as the representative for the 4th District as declared by the Supervisor of Elections on 25th February 2019. My people of the 4th District and my people of the territory, in spite of my desire to resign as previously stated for personal reasons, I have listened to your calls and concerns and wish to put those personal reasons aside. In the best interest of my country, I have made the decision to continue to represent you in the House of Assembly as you were so kind to re-elect me in the 2019 general elections. Please accept my apologies for any confusion or inconvenience that I have caused. I thank God for the guidance that He has given me over the years. I also thank God for the support of my family, committee, and friends, and I covet your continued prayers. I can assure you that I will represent you in the next 4 years in the most effective way that I can. May God bless you, and may God bless these beautiful Virgin Islands.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
There's trouble in paradise. For years, the British Virgin Islands has been where the ultra-rich set up shell companies which are shrouded by secrecy and weak governance. So weak, the BVI governor set up a special commission last year investigating cronyism, widespread misuse of public funds, and possible links to drugs. Then yesterday, the Premier Andrew Fahie arrested by the Americans in Miami in connection with a cocaine plot.
And this afternoon, a bombshell announcement with the publication of a long-awaited report into alleged corruption in the British Virgin Islands that will ricochet through the Foreign Office here. The Commission found that governance on the islands was so bad, they're recommending temporary suspension of elected government itself and replacement with an advisory council. In other words, direct rule from here, London. If approved by the Privy Council, which could happen within weeks, day-to-day control would pass to the BVI governor, career diplomat John Rankin, who'd appoint an executive council. Rankin said the commission had concluded
with a particularly heavy heart that unless the most urgent and drastic steps are taken, the current situation with elected officials deliberately ignoring the tenets of good governance will go on indefinitely.
The Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, said substantial legislative and constitutional change is required to restore the standards of governance that the people of the British Virgin Islands are entitled.
Your BVI government says transparent commission of inquiry is welcome.
Premier Fahie had embraced the commission when it was set up, and many in the BVI will see suspending his government as the old colonial power throwing its weight around. As for Fahy's arrest, the commission and its findings are totally separate, insists the BVI governor. Fahy's indictment is like reading a Hollywood script, accused of helping Hezbollah and the Sinaloa cartel try to smuggle cocaine through the BVI ports. But the commission recommendations are to be welcomed, say anti-corruption campaigners.
Well, where are we today? We have a situation where the elected premier of the island has been arrested on suspected drugs trafficking offences. You've got a commission of inquiry saying there's endemic corruption. You've got our research which points to 92% of money laundering and corruption money that flows through the overseas territories being in the British Virgin Islands. It's a damning picture, and it's all come together very quickly, really. It's clear that urgent and decisive action needs to be taken to reverse the direction of travel.
Trouble in paradise, indeed.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go? The cameraman, can I get the damn camera up? I gotta get it up. Let me just big up our people all over the world, globally, that is tuning in. This is a breaking point. People at my phone. My God, why is my phone ringing right now? Who could it be now? Yes, we just want to say big up to all the massive that's logged on. As you've been hearing, the development is troubling. It's troubling. It is May Day. May Day. Yes, May Day is what they're calling it right now.
2 slavery plantations in Grenada, and their new exhibition, Slavery on the Bank, highlights some of these facts. The bank acquired these 2 plantations because the owner defaulted on their loan payment.
This is serious. This is serious. As you see, tomorrow morning is the International Morning Ride Show, people. We will be available at that time. We're just testing the waters for what's going. Our phones have been going off the hook. We see what's going on. We said that this is a setup, and a lot of people are saying that, Gadites, we need to stop using those words. And I don't know if it's not a setup. I don't know what it is. This is even Stevie Wonder can see this setup. I don't want to go on camera right now. Cameraman, please don't put us on camera.
Paradise. For years, the British Virgin Islands has been where the ultra-rich set up shell companies, which are shrouded by secrecy and weak governance. So weak, the BVI governor set up a special commission last year investigating cronyism, widespread misuse of public funds, and possible links to drugs.
My God.
Arrested by the Americans in Miami in connection with a cocaine plot.
And this afternoon, a bombshell announcement with the publication of a long-awaited report into alleged corruption in the British Virgin Islands that will ricochet through the Foreign Office here. The Commission found that governance on the islands was so bad, they're recommending temporary suspension of elected government itself and replacement with an advisory council. In other words, direct rule from here, London.
If approved by the Privy Council, which could happen within weeks, day-to-day control would pass to the BVI governor, career diplomat John Rankin, who'd appoint an executive council. Rankin said the commission had concluded
with a particularly heavy heart that unless the most urgent and drastic steps are taken, the current situation with elected officials deliberately ignoring the tenets of good governance, will go on indefinitely.
The Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, said substantial legislative and constitutional change is required to restore the standards of governance that the people of the British Virgin Islands are entitled to.
Your BVI government says transparent commission of inquiry is welcome.
Premier Fahie had embraced the commission when it was set up, and many in the BVI will see suspending his government as the old colonial power throwing its weight around. As for Fahie's arrest, the commission and its findings are totally separate, insists the BVI governor. Fahie's indictment is like reading a Hollywood script, accused of helping Hezbollah and the Sinaloa cartel try to smuggle cocaine through the BVI ports. But the commission recommendations are to be welcomed, say anti-corruption campaigners.
Well, where are we today? We have a situation where the elected premier of the island has been arrested on suspected drugs trafficking offences. You've got a commission of inquiry saying there's an endemic corruption. You've got our research which points to 92% of money laundering and corruption money that flows through the Virgin Islands. It's a pretty damning picture, and it's all come together very quickly, really. It's clear that...
They will set you up. Don't let them set you up. No, they will set you up. Hey, what is man that Jah is mindful of him? When the world will live is mingled up in sin. We see them all opposing and show off. We are the race of life. Later them a go laugh. Don't let them set you up. Don't let them set you up. No. I wanna say grand rising to Her Majesty Mrs. Reynolds, the bloodline of royalty. None of them can set we up, mama. Every man had the same chance. Yes, and everyone had the same dance. But everybody in a romance, like the world in a lost trance. Yes, they got the system. They got the system. They got the system. They got the system. I am the DJ. Pull that up again. Let us also big up the Maroon Agenda Massive. The Maroon Agenda. Yes, they have Agenda 21, but we have Maroon Agenda. Big up to His Excellency Daniel Z. Basra. They will set you up. What dirty Babylon go with them? Because I wouldn't try set up round there. What is man that Jah is mindful of him? We're live. We are live. Every day the world is mingled up in sin. Babylon, we see them all opposing and show off. We not the race of life. Later them a go laugh. Don't let them set you up. Don't let them set you up. No. Bahamas. The corporation a go around and them a capture land again in the people. And them a do it through political strings. What am I do right now? Every man had the same chance. We tell the leaders them said they were coming for them. All of these house people, the gatekeepers, the AI intelligent, artificial intelligence are going to take your job just right now. One representative from the UK is going to act for all the ministers. How buffoonery can that be? And then you walk up and down, boy, he's a free person. You're nothing but a subject. Slave! Don't let them set you up.
I know you're out there.
I know you're out there. They will set you up. I know you're afraid. Don't let them set you up.
Yeah, the British Virgin Islands people, the corporation right now is under siege. People tell them about march tomorrow. Make sure you get your maroon ID.
What is man?
Anybody who want march get into corporation under the subjugated documents you have, you're fighting a losing battle.
Insane.
Yes, sir.
We see them all opposing and show off.
We not the race of life.
Later when I go laugh, don't let them set you up. Don't let them set you up.
No.
I don't wanna be set up.
Where does Rocketing? Where Rocketing for our zine? Love and share. Artificial intelligence cannot beat infinite powers. I am the I am. I am the Khalifa. Hold them, yo.
Yes, they got this.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Hold on, my people. You remember one time when the Christ went into the garden and he was there to pray, and there was a serpent called Lucifer, the Luciferian. Yes, they came unto the Almighty Christ, and he said, listen me, if you bow down to me right now, all that your eyes can behold, I will give it unto thee. And the Almighty Yahweh, the Almighty God, look upon the serpent Lucifer and say, Lucifer, get thee behind me. Let me tell you this, Lucifer, nothing at all, that everything that my eyes is beholding right now, let me tell you big and serious, my Father who has created heaven, my heaven, and this hurt, yes, no vanity can come and separate us in this great time. And the spoils and benefit that they have, which they want to say they're holding our people with, which is they bribe our people to go against our one another with money. They bribe our people with documents, fraudulent documents, and let our people take up covetousness and bad mind and grudgeful and vanity loving more than their brothers and sisters. We are witnessing right now, and we're reaching out to all of the leaders out there, the maroon leaders especially, because those who know the right and do the wrong, they shall be whipped with many stripes. Many stripes. You have done your people wrong. All in accordance with kissing the ass of a European queen. And this queen that you call your mother is beating you like a child that you are. Rise up, you mighty people, and let us do Jah work. I say to the people who figure more or less that tomorrow is not a sure thing, or the sun is not going to rise tomorrow, wake up from your fairy tale.
I heard the cries of the people. Lead us fail.
Let we down, Father. Them let we down. Them feel your people, Father God. Them feel your people because of benefits and spoils.
We the people gonna hold the government accountable. Tell the Queen's Council accountable. We the people gonna hold the pharmaceutical companies accountable. Mr. Government accountable.
Yes.
We the people going hold the world leaders and scientists accountable.
We are only accountable.
Queen's Council.
When you feel like you get to doctor death, minister of death, you think you get where? You think you know get where? You think, yo, they murder my grandfather, they murder him. Yes, because them figure more or less if them work with the elite, the 1%, the 1% when they oppress the world, oppress the earth and the land and the fullness thereof. Them figure more or less that somebody need to go hold them accountable. The
The power of the people is more powerful than any organization, any corporation, any government. Because we are the government and we all are accountable. I want to big up the police and the soldiers them who are wake up right now. I want to big up all the police, the soldiers, the nurses, the teachers them who are wake up from the fairy tale. Wake up and serve yourself, serve the people them. Yes. No God where you serve can't stop you from this judgment here.
With them rush vaccine, Pfizer vaccine, them no care if it hurt you. What that mean accountable? Story come to boom. Control population stopped.
Yes.
The leaders them now be up front.
Now be up front. The leaders them hold on, man. Hold on. Jesus, peace. Jesus, peace. Jesus. Hold on, man. Hold on. Them say we not see no leaders a cry. We not see no leaders a cry. But let me tell you big and serious. The leaders them who sell out the people them. The leaders them who sell out the people them and have the people them in some diabolical situation where not even food in the house. How do feel? How do want the people them have mercy pound? Me the people them talk about yes, come we go march, come we go down there go march, come we go show them say yes, we together, we're not together. When the leaders them was robbing and making the people them suffer, the leaders them never, ever did I think about us. The leaders them did I think about how the men that become Knight of the Round Table, how the men that become Sir Charles, how the men go over here so and drink how much champagne and all of these things. They was thinking about that. Leaders out there, the little politicians out there who swear to serve the Queen and the heir to her throne. It's time for you to resign. It's time for you to resign. It's the Maroon government. Nothing else no makes sense. You have all failed the people. The earth, we are the earthlings. We represent planet Earth. And we're telling the leaders them right now, say, you have fallen short of the expectation of the Maroon nation when they come on to establishing righteousness. We're asking you please to hand in your resignation on a global stage starting immediately.
Burn them all, yeah. Blaze them, oh, 'cause I will never see, and I will never stop burning these fires non-stop, yeah. Alright, all the leaders them will let the people down. Have them holding on to throwing them a drown. And the leaders them will let the people down. They always hate the people we were frown.
What's the phone line a blow up? Hold on.
Them trying to blame it on the dancehall and the artists and the sound.
Leaders them will let the people down.
Then ask the gate to use them on my sound.
Yes, sir.
Bubble and the speak them words, but we no love how them sound.
Yes.
That them see them wanna turn it in a gun town.
Yes.
No forget to use them turn in a gun clown. Gunshot a tear off them head crown. Well, every other day your next body them found. Well, in and them own a blood, Missy said them drown. Who them boy I really
want take for clown?
Them this last year I am a profound and say.
And the leaders them a let the people down. Hold on. Me just get a call a while ago and them a tell me, say, God, what do you mean by the leaders them a let the people down? We're living in the year 2022, Zine people, and we have a situation unfolding right now. And it is the most embarrassing situation I have seen in my lifetime. I can't believe so we have leaders out there right now. Right now in a 2022, in 2029 people, the Turks and Caicos Islands, you don't need to know that a whole heap of Maroons living at the Atlantis. Because we not call it no Caribbean, because it's rubbish where we get up and a call the Atlantis Island Caribbean. You only get a corporation attachment and these words have powers. So while we are say right now, say, we have a place named Turks and Caicos. We usually go there, and go buy a whole heap of goods. It was a nice place. Whole heap of ignorant usually go over there because we as a people, we have industrial trades. Yeah, we no go college, go get no degree for turn no psychiatrist because none of our maroon people them now mad. Because of circumstances why some of them are walk up and down out the road without clothes and food. Because the leaders them are let the people them down. We could reach it back again, Father. Check the levels now. 2009 Turks and Caicos under the leadership of some little dudes. Because some of our brothers and sisters have become unscrupulous when it comes down to serving the crown, you know. They have taken it on themselves where they lie, thief and steal and beat their people into poverty just to impress the crown. Yeah, just, you see like how you get in the report and now say the Corporation of Jamaica just spend $8 million. I don't know which kind of $8 million them spend for host the grand picnic of the crown. Now that's another highway robbery. We're not talking about that. We are talking about this because we have bigger things we're on right now. The Turks and Caicos Island fall under some difficulties because some of the people them with the crown have a swear to serve them. Them say them break Her Majesty's registrar. And that's why I said the birth paper they won't have in their back pocket. And if you know so the birth paper they a whole heap of money you know walk up and down with. But to the meat of the matter, after them say the elected officials them in a Turks and Caicos break the registrar rules and regulation, and always I say a money laundering. That means a money always I make for the crown. The crown is a money making machine. All in 10 you better sleep. Yeah, them people they make a portion of money off of you. Anyway, story come to bump. Them say you wanna, you see because you no break Her Majesty's registrar, automatically all on turn criminal. So you see the diplomacy we don't have, we are going to just take it away from you. Now the dirty corporation have something where them take on an autograph, aka signature. And them take these things and every day all on the boss slave get up and depend. Where do I sign? And you put out that big multi-million-dollar signature where I go straight back in at the Wall Street money. So after you stay so and the man them go to Obama Turks and Caicos and them go to Obama and them sign over and them become criminal of the crown. I live in a place named British Virgin Islands. Selassie, God. I hope my phone battery no run out. Because when I go digging right now, somebody needs to clean out all I wax in your ears. Clean out all of the wax. Because I go talk the thing, you know, people. I go talk the thing. I live in an island, 2001. After I find out and myself say, Rasta have a bigger purpose for me. You know, because Rasta, I was living in the island, the Corporation of Jamaica. And, you know, we see certain things. We meet all of the youths, them, and we leave from this and reach at a place named British Virgin Islands. You have to cut through a place named St. Martin's. Wicked place, them, you know. Them don't really tell us about them place. They have a place named Sir Francis Drake. We go check out where Sir Francis Drake are one of the wickedest people them around the lake. Because I don't know if you know them think they are lake. Anyway, them go so bam, and we reach at the British Virgin Islands. After we reach at the British Virgin Islands, we buck up on the people them where them have whole heap of love, but them people are some people where them we have all a big fat house and a big fat car and they don't come like nothing to them. Them have all you go to them yard and yeah, everything what them have, them just share it with you. That in a 2001, you know, we just reach a BVI and the place nice. Me I tell you say everybody I say, what? We are gonna deal with the issue here. Cause you know nobody killing now take place over the BVI. You know, you're gonna find a 1 and 2 people that cheat and them thing, but no holy party. But you see after 2001 now, the place start grow chargy. Me I tell you, from me dropping a place 2001, me stay so and the place start grow. And I know because me know, but me as a youth, me move with powers, you know. Me deal with heavy powers. Me a scientist. I have come to the overstanding say I am a wizard. I have powers. And my powers is not to show any one person but it's to make the multitude of people become more powerful in everything that I do and I say, because it's us, we together. But anyway, back to the British Virgin Islands, 2001 now. We're there and, you know, we hold a meditation and the place nice. Yeah, we start getting the music thing. So after 5 years living in the British Virgin Islands, you know, so we are all meds and we are locked down all our stage show. We mash up all I show them. We perform with all our artists them. And a brother named Rodney Herbert said, yo, Rascadites. Me never need Rascadites them time. Them call me Natty Paul. Yeah, Natty Paul. Cause I mean, just start. You look at Natty them and you know my name Paul. So we got some boom now and we are all our rems and we go son. We get our work at the radio station, people, and that's so everything start pop off. Cause when we get the work on the radio station, me always listen Muta Baruka, you know. I mean, I always listen IRA FM and I listen certain cultural things, you know. And me is a boy chew me a maroon from long time. Kumina the dung in me. Me the dung have Kumina and John Kuno and Revivalist. Yeah, me love rap me head and them thing from me I go to school and love have me like a quart buckle with my flowers in it. Yeah, I'm a white cloth. I'm a prayer for people. My mother always tell me, say, boy, I love this. You just love this inner the spirit thing. But me know say, me connected spiritually. Me have a work for do. Zine, so me reach it on the radio station and when me reach on the radio station it's a whole different thing. Before me reach on the radio station, me did a experience 1 and 2 thing because you find out so when you leave your corporation, you know, like you come from St. Vincent and go live over Antigua, the Antigua and them see say you had eat too much food, they must look for him. Left from which part him come from and but he want come here and eat all our food, you know. I mean, the youth I say, boy, why we say we own Caribbean people them eat the food when the European them come down there as tourists and them shit and all them thing and we wipe them ass, you know what I mean? The tourists them come down there and see $1 US, £1, we bend over back way some way and you know deal a whole heap of thing. So when we go so boom now and me start see a divide in the community. Me find out say me live in a territory with 3 different kind of maroon people. You have the maroon people them, and you travel if you check it out. You have the maroon people them who the dead upon the island as indigenous people. Then you have some people who come in upon them people and them get children with them, so them become part of the community. And then you have people who come and them just get status. But a 3 different kind of family. So we find out say the opportunity now for the 3 different kind of people upon the island start varies. It go by last name, where you come from, and who you really are sleep with, or who you are par with. Me never like them thing there. Me never like them thing there. But me I say, well, maybe them kind of nastiness yeah, is like just between a household thing. But me find out say in the island now the premier related to the construction man related to the fireman related to the woman around the bread shop woman. So it's a mix up thing. So when you and one of them have a dispute, them just call them cousin and them cousin in a one position like them all a grant permit. You find out say a uncle where you this have one cousin where work in a labor department. And you have to just go a your yard one time. The one phone call to the cousin there just make you have to pack up on the island. All the life earnings where you earn, all of the plans where you have, all your picnic go school, all of them things that just get rolled up. You have to come out here because you don't come from around. You're oppressed. One of my cousins not like you, so you have to come out. So you know when I go up on the radio station at the BVI, me use my platform and me say we are gonna burn that out because this not right for una bring all of the big artists them from the corporation of Jamaica. Berry Samana come there, Shaggy come there, and when Shaggy come there, everyone I British Virgin Island woman they band Shaggy and one bag of rah. And then after Shaggy gone on the plane, you turn around and say, you mother's island people, you mother's cunt daddy, you come here one where we got. So, you know, me stand up against them thing there, in the British Virgin Islands. And after me stand up against it now, me find out say a elite set of people, and some elite set of people like the premier, and some the premier way in a jail now, him is a good youth, but him get influenced by some people who consider themselves say, well, I'm from the British Virgin Islands and this is my home, and I believe that if Godites over there said anything about the British Virgin Islands, you shouldn't pay him, you should let him die, you should starve him for years. Yes, you know the house slave them. Yeah, the premier wasn't a house slave, but the premier did have some brother and sister who are living house slave. Them worse than the European, the Caucasian. Them treat you worse than the Caucasian. Them work you and don't pay you. And them rub it in your eye and tell you, say, oh, you ain't fine here, so you can't forget we paying you. Because nobody ain't going to hold us accountable for not paying your mothers. All said and done, people. Let me play something for you, because This is the British Virgin Islands that we're talking about, where these people now, they're going to come out and tell you, say, it's bad mind people, bad mind them and don't like what them have. It's the nasty ways of these elite on the island that is causing the island to be in this nasty situation. You have some people with some last name who are very bad mind and grudgeful of the life of the British Virgin Islands. They hate the territory with a passion because they have no attachment to it. The common man on the street in the British Virgin Islands don't have anything to say about these people. I'm going to name them in a couple days coming. You need to watch it. Listen what's happening to this beautiful place right now that I call home for the last 17 years, that a bunch of bushwalkies have fight me to the core. Listen.
There's trouble in paradise. For years, the British Virgin Islands has been where the ultra-rich set up shell companies, which are shrouded by secrecy and weak governance. So weak, the BVI governor set up a special commission last year investigating cronyism, widespread misuse of public funds, and possible links to drugs. Then yesterday, the Premier Andrew Fahie arrested by the Americans in Miami in connection with a cocaine plot.
And this afternoon, a bombshell announcement with the publication of a long-awaited report into alleged corruption in the British Virgin Islands that will ricochet through the Foreign Office here. The Commission found that governance on the islands was so bad, they're recommending temporary suspension of elected government itself and replacement with an advisory council. In other words, direct rule from here, London.
If approved by the Privy Council, which could happen within weeks, day-to-day control would pass to the BVI governor, career diplomat John Rankin, who'd appoint an executive council. Rankin said the commission had concluded
with a particularly heavy heart.
My God, it's unbearable. People, you're seeing this picture that I put up here. This is part of the web that we're going to unfold in the coming days. I want to say big up to Malika, big up yourself, and I want to big up all my Maroons, the Reynolds family. I want to say I love you all so much because right now we're fighting a spiritual and a physical war. There are demonic people who is walking this earth right now who has nothing, name a soul. They are soulless. As my song says, they have lost their soul for vanity. Now, I've been explaining to our people about what's happening in the BVI. We are at a very crucial crossroad. I walked this road already with our people. We orchestrate the march the last time after the hurricane because we still haven't got the answers that we're looking for. The leaders, we're saying to them, if you're listening to us, and all the corporation that is under the Queen, that is looking, that she has labeled the so-called 54 Commonwealth countries, we're saying to the leaders, resign, and let the indigenous people take their rightful stand. Let them rule their own destiny, because you have all failed the people. The picture you're looking at, the Honorable Andrew Foy at the front, Honorable Dancia Penn, QC, Queen's Counsel. We have the Speaker of the House, Julian Willock, this little black thing right there, because that is not a maroon, is a traitor to our people. We have another one here, Klein, and he's getting the job, as you see, very boastfully taking the job. And here we have the shark himself, Mark Vanterpool. We are not holding back. With the sovereignty of our people is not for sale. You can take all the club member that Her Majesty has, that have pledged to her. She can scoop them up on her warship and carry them off to her dungeon for all the people concerned. But the territory, this ground that our ancestors have fought and bled and died for, will never fall back in the hands of the British Empire. You have been warned.
Burn them all, yeah. Blaze them all, 'cause I will never see, and I will never stop burning these fire non-stop.
We're gonna tell you which one of these. Call the crown. Call the crown. We have so much informers and spies among our people right now. Yes, sir.
They always let the people we were frown.
They say the leaders them a let the people down.
Them trying to blame it on the dancehall and the artists and the sound.
They say the leaders them a let the people down.
Then ask the get to use them on my sound. Yo,
yes.
Couple and I speak them words, but we no love how them sound. Cause them see them wanna turn it in a gun town. No forget to you them turn in a gun.
Imagine the leaders are telling us that we must not sell any narcotics. But here we have the leaders deeply involved in narcotics.
Who them boy I really wanted for clown?
Who them boy I wanted for clown? The leaders them a let the people down.
Have them holding at the straw when them a drown. And the big guys a let the people down. They always let the people we were frown. And the big guys a let the people down. Try to blame it on the dancehall and the artists and the sound. The big guys a let the people down. Alright then, wow. Promises are comfort to a fool. Babylon I said them a go build more centers and school. I know me there to see a chair and decks, much less a stool, much less a yeah, wanna hear me now? Me never say a pencil or a pen, much less a rule. I who them want take for fool, me can't fool.
And leaders them a let the people down. And the people them a let themselves down. It's the leaders that we're electing. Some of these leaders they get wealthy the minute they get into power and the country broke. The country broke and them rich. No sir, no song can no sing so no sir.
Righteousness not only use them in a clown. But get to you no see from afar. Cause all the perpetrators war, yeah.
And then you have some I'm gonna tell you, remember I'm telling you about the story.
Well I hear me see them we even sell you out if you and them a come from far. Man a red eye man who buy him on a car. Wow. Walk one star.
Walk one star.
Hey.
Leaders them a let the people down.
Have them holding at the straw when them a drown.
We said the leaders them a let the people down.
Why they always let the people we were found?
I said the leaders them a let the people down.
Have them holding at the straw when them a drown.
The leaders them a let the people down.
Them try to blame it on the dancehall and the artists and the sound. The guys a let the people down.
And you know what's up? This political ring. This political ring, DJ, stop it, because our people are so ignorant that when we elect these people who are put there to serve, but not you, of course, because you're a subject of the crown. When you elect people who are put there to serve, right, and they have messed up so bad, imagine a politician will be in power for how long, right? And the community still have some rotten down houses in the community, and the leader not only can tear down his last resident and build it up from scratch, but he can make him sweetheart build a house down the road with a much bedroom where a dog them can't sleep in. And let me tell you no big and serious, all our people we get up and a sorry for them leaders here. Them leaders here, we are hold them accountable, because you might feel like say we are work with the laws of man, you know. We are work with the laws of science. What you feel like? You think in time Moses did go up against Pharaoh, and Pharaoh like a idiot magician boy throw down his snake, and I say and when just said Moses throw down your snake, throw down your rod, Moses put down thy rod. And we put down the rod and it become a bigger snake, because we're fighting spiritual wickedness in high and low places. Yes, Mama Reynolds, keep burning the sage them, because every time you burn the sage them, you blind the wicked them to the plan, because the plan is righteousness, exalt the nation. And let me tell you big and serious, you see all our people trying to get some little spoils and benefit through a politician boy or a girl go to $1,000 or $2,000. I agree, so we people them hungry, you know, because them politicians them make we people stay hungry. And when you try to get some food, your brothers and your sisters have to be your enemy. But let me say to you see uno coconut, uno Oreo cookies. We feel like say uno go run, go tell Bakra Massa. So we run there, have a good time. Bakra Massa come for no. Just look upon the politician them. The politician them is an endangered species. The police them is an endangered species. The soldiers them is an endangered species. The teacher them, once you have a profession that artificial intelligence can copy and do better than you, you're in trouble. So for all our people and to sell out them brother and sister, was it worth it?
Best friend I come to take your life are the worst thing you could ever see.
Judgment!
Now can a man know you are power with from your bond to be an enemy.
Me no want no friend from them.
Cause them heart is full of jealousy.
Me no want no friend from none of them. Tell them to move up.
But government, when you are to behind curtain.
Hey, I'm a DJ, pull that up again. Pull it up again.
Yeah man, them are wicked people. Just because them don't want to get a work permit, them call them cousin and tell them cousin say, make you lose your work permit. You work on the island for how many years to get your social security, but you are the anti-lock it, them call.
But how me fit us I'm in a certain where you are to be
yeah man, go tell the white man you from here now. Yeah man, go tell the oppressors that you know my last name is. And that's why you go tell the oppressor boy. No for them want see me head back shell out.
See me and my little friend that sell out.
I am a DJ, pull that up again. Pull it up again.
See it clear them no with me, but them can't stop Selassie I pick me. Yeah man, we are the David, we are the David with slew Goliath. Look how Goliath a drop. Look how Goliath a drop. Righteousness exalted the nation. Sin is the reproach unto every single living human being. Go down dirty Babylon.
Where you are to behind curtain.
For a little pocket change you have people a suffer. For a little pocket change your brother and sister them a suffer. Let me tell you no Babylon. Let me tell you no this.
Because no for them want see your head back shell out.
Yes.
See me and my little friend that sell out.
Yes.
None of you see the sergeant and lock them out. Can't come in on me quarters and lock them out.
See clear them no with me, but them can't stop Selassie I pick me.
Do the road slippery, me get the victory.
Bad mind. Let me tell you about the people them. Dirty and bad mind people. Me I gonna name them out the whole of this week. Me I gonna name out some of the dirty and bad mind people them who sell out the place.
A good thing say me know.
Yes.
Me woulda be a falling soldier.
None of them.
The bad mind can't get me off of the road.
So start spending your money for Obia, Obia.
How me fit us I'm in a certain where you are to be behind.
I am a DJ, pull that up again.
Let me tell you right now. You see, anytime you see God people are go through, when you see God people are go through, cause a whole heap of people have faced perilous time because of them dirty, nasty vampire who get up and say them love people and then no love people, you know. They no love people, you know. Them see people have them children, you know. And them children are come up, you know. And them people here stay so back and them and say, oh, me tell you man, me not like him. Why you not like him? Me not like him cause he not come from here. Me not like him cause I don't like his last name. He ain't one away. People, me tell you no big and serious. We are fighting a spiritual war. You see, in time, I and I get up and say, I help, I and I brother and sisters. We fi use love. The time we there fight one another. Look what take place here now. We have the queen come in and the queen say, you know, we all have to step in and govern you people, you know. Because over the years, the British Virgin Islands, this beautiful place here, rob the money and all these things. Who make the man them rob the money? It is because of the queen why the leaders them are criminal. Because the leaders, them are beat our people for so long. Look, we got through a hurricane in 2017 in the British Virgin Islands. Zane? And the British Virgin Islands, before the hurricane, it hosts 150 nationality. Zine? 150 people will come from different other places from planet Earth called the British Virgin Islands home. Less than 50,000 people call the place home. A hurricane hit the place. This is where Richard Branson live, one of the richest man. I even fly gas space and them thing they know. And the guy stays so back. And after the hurricane hit, a lot of people have to go home because them house, the apartment where them rent, the rain, mash you up, the hurricane, mash you up, them car, get mashed up. But the island was insured. And what we never know is that the government of the British Virgin Islands, where I work under the crown, I rob the people like I and I who work there for years. The country I make vast amount of money and choose some little stuck up, some little nasty people them. Cause them nasty, you know. You forget your benefits and them thing there and then no give it to you. Them say them looking at one book after the hurricane and have the goods them out of the festival field. And I tell them, say, what's your last name again? Who you related to? Was your grandfather from here? Was your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather from here? That's even some of the stuff them stay out of the festival grounds and spoil. Me I go call the name them this week. And when me call the name them at the judgment roll call, me I go tell you how the Commission of Inquiry get to reach in the British Virgin Islands because a bad mind. Because a bad mind why the Queen end up a play Captain Saver all right now. Because the Queen not save nobody around here, so. All the Queen a come do is occupy. Because the bosses slave them. They'd figure more or less when them show off upon them own people is a sign of, well, it's pride. It's national pride to tell my brother from Down Island, say, I from here. Who the fuck give a rascal where you from? Or where your fucking last name is? Your last name no mean fuck to the Queen. Yeah, that's how we reach. So after them sell out the British Virgin Islands and now, me telling you what I go on. Me telling you how them get to sell it out.
I know everybody I go like we, still we Irish.
If my oppressors have to like me, if you governor same like me start get scared. If Richard Branson start tell me same like me get concerned. Cause some of them are sell out. Read them up. Success don't come overnight. You must learn to treat job people right.
Success don't come overnight.
Yes.
No make them know a substance over I.
Make up burn out some of them house slave and them house nigga. Ya burn them lava.
Enough of them love light, that don't right. Sit down on the post and the tweet don't right. Sit them on social media type. All like say them they a studio a vice. Oh, me never put them up on no flight. And me never see them a live no tour life.
Me never see none of them over them.
I'm all still a lead.
Hold on again.
Simple mean we not ready yet. If we put the music first, that's all. While we they are no war.
Me now pull up, I want to burn them. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Now our children's future is in jeopardy. All I boast is slave when we get up on a block about big house and big car. The big house and the big car no mean nothing if you don't own the land where it park on. Yes, sir. I want to take you things that Babylon can't come trick me around here, sir. Me know myself, me a royalty.
Sing them not like we, but we not respond. Fly out and make them love we from a distance.
Yes.
Come home for 2 weeks vacation. Enough of them still stuck in the quicksand. Enough to hear us say them on the big
Enough of them still stuck in the quicksand. Clean up with the dirty ways, man. Clean up with the dirty ways. Hurry up.
Yes.
them let me beat them. Watch them let me beat and teach them. Do it for the love, we not do it for the likes. Do it for the love, we not do it for the likes. Do it for the love, we not do it for the likes. To the beat, everybody move your feet. Yes. Yes. Gotta say big up to His Excellency Daniel Z. Basra. He's online right now. The phone line is open, but tomorrow morning, right now, tonight, we don't have to start the fire. It is the May Day. May Day. It is the May Day. May Day. I'm going to hope say all of the people them will watch right now. Do you know them? Yes. 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 That's the sound of the one and only Chronics, you know. And right now we said that we're not taking a phone call, and I want to big up Neil in Florida. Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine that an island in 2022, after Turks and Caicos transpired with that apparatus in 2009, I was talking to the Honorable Mark Vanterpool. Yes, I was talking with Mark Vanterpool because I was trying to tell Mark Vanterpool and his brethren them say, this sort of ignorance where una pet the crown, and I tell the crown, say, yeah man, we together, we working as a unit. What our leaders do not overstand, you know. Our leaders need to overstand, so no matter how good you is to the crown, you know, you are a maroon. And as long as you are a maroon to the crown, you're a threat. The only reason why the crown is working with us is because our ancestors have beaten their ass, putting them in place, and let these vagabonds know that we are not to be fucked with. Now, these overseas territories, for a name that they're called, Anguilla, the Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos, the British Virgin Islands, a few more is out there. But they're referred to as the overseas territory. Now, these are the territory, like for instance, the Cayman Islands, they're allowed to spend their own money. They have the Cayman dollar, and it's very strong, people, because of this lucrative money-making washing that take place in the territories. Because what happened is the territories that run under the protection of the crown turn a blind eye to the injustice of the people on the ground. You can always mess up our brothers and sisters' life, but the minute any one of these ministers are proven to take a nickel out of Her Majesty's registrar, they are criminal, and they shouldn't have done it. But if they should get a contract passed by the crown for $3 million and only spend $1 million out of the $3 million and take $2 in them back pocket, the crown turn a blind eye, because that $3 million that the government get was actually a $10 million. But because these licky politicians know, when them go say them a negotiate, these are not negotiators. These are sellout. They are sell out. These political leaders under the Westminster fraternity, they do not have the power and the sovereignty to negotiate. They cannot do that because they're actually with other people stolen goods that they're having in the marketplace. Now we reach back to the British Virgin Islands, because this is going to be in my book coming out shortly, The Rise and Fall Country Over Club. Now, we see where the crown is saying that these brothers and sisters are common thieves. And because they're common thieves, they are going to have to intervene and run an entire territory. Now, how many islands you ask is in the British Virgin Islands? I can start and name a few: Virgin Gorda, Anna Gorda, Just Van Dyke, Cooper Island, Norma Island, Necker Island that Richard Branson lived, the Dog Islands, and that's several different islands. Then you have Cooper, a vast amount of islands. These are beautiful, beautiful places where people want to capture. No, that the crown has captured it, because the suspension of the constitution that Britain gives to our people in the Atlantis Islands and turn them into colonies is the meat of the matter. And these colonies now can be run by them. Now it's 2022 people. And the UK is suggesting that there is nobody with any brains, nowhere at all in the British Virgin Islands that have any sort of moral compass to govern the future of their indigenous people. How shallow and uneducated can that be? That means that all these educational institutions that has been erected over the last 60 years or more under the British auspices of educating our people has done a nasty job. It's a terrible job. Somebody need to tell the Queen that the teachers were not teaching, they were smoking. But that is not the only establishment that has failed under Her Majesty's watch. I will bring you forth where two of the largest cocaine busts that destroy people's lives was in that very water. And the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, run by the governor. I hate talking so much. I think for me though, the big elephant in the room is, why do our elected officials so trustworthy of the crown?
New style, new flow, Me I tell
How would them look a dumpy they want set up? How would them? Come again.
Me no trust phone, me no own, me no like it. Picture I go round, say Simone, I'm a wifey. Be a fuzzy picture we suggest me a knifey. All over Instagram, I fuck with me.
I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this.
Somebody's on the phone right now. Tell them I'm not home. Tell them I'm not home. Tell them that I am. Tell them I said that I'm not home. Sorry. Yes. Come again.
Me no trust phone, me no own.
Let me just pick up all of the departments right now under the corporation. That is manned by a flesh person, not an artificial intelligence. Now, come on. All artificial intelligence is under my control right now.
Can't trust no man. We claim them as strikey. And them in a video wanna show people.
Premiere.
Them we sell your own. Them we sell your own. Premiere. Girlfriends, them me I tell you about to. Them we sell your own. Them we sell your own.
And none of them are real Cub Scout.
So family be careful.
Look how them sell out the premiere. Look how them sell out the premiere.
So nobody not doing nobody else wrong. Them in a room. So say your thing a leak out.
Yo, tomorrow morning from 10 till 2 we are turning it up again.
Stab you in your back and then them come and take out. Say you never them cause I know that them a promote. Not dark round phone, enough of them have remote. I record you cause I done was in the same boat. I get a life in general and real control. Your face and your friend now go run them out. Wait till them. Hey, I'm a DJ, pull that up again. Pull it.
My God, why did Buju had to go there? Because if the premier thing that I'm hearing from, and I want to say that we have tapes here, I'm going to read something. People are telling me that this is fabricated, but it's coming from the horse's mouth. And I want to speak up the Caraman warriors who are working overtime right now. As I said before, if you're just joining us, we are doing the May Day show for the British Virgin Islands. It is a tumultuous time. We understand that BBC is down there, CNN is down there. Fresh Reader Vibes, I'm not going to go down there at this time like a drunker to pick off the meat off of the people, them body. But talking about drunker situation, we have a note here. I don't know how serious it is, but it's coming from the governor, and it says here, following the run-in with the Premier of the British Virgin Islands, Andrew Fahie, they're saying that this is not looking good because a paper is out that over the coming days, more arrests are slated to follow. I'm going to name out some profession right now, and I have a lot of friends in these professions in the British Virgin Islands. You have taken a flight already. Come and get your maroon ID, because that may be the only thing that can save you. Claim your sovereignty. It says that a lot of arrest is being expected. Let me run the list through. He said as negotiation begins. Who is actually negotiating with the governor already? Do we have more people selling out? My God, he said that in the press release, I'm expecting the names of other government officials. Other government officials. I could name a couple of officials that right now that's wearing diaper. You have also lawyers. If you're a lawyer in the British Virgin Islands, please, I'm asking you, get your ID right now. The law enforcement officers, my God, that means the police have warned on several occasions that the police was also under the scope for scrutinization. Business people. I don't know when they say business people in the British Virgin Islands, it cover a wide brush over there. That means that 99.9, as I said, attorneys. Give me a call right now, 260-209-8730, to get your indigenous ID. It could mean your life if you don't have it. Bankers, we're hearing that some of the bankers, we know that several bankers, I know, for instance, Mr. Thomas, Jesus peace, this is not looking good. Kenny, call me if you can. No, the bankers, they are saying that they may also get caught up it, and they're also saying some of these loyalists for the political parties. You're listening to Fresh Radio Vibes right here. We are smack dab in the heat of what's popping right here in the British Virgin Islands. A friend, I was a friend of the gentleman Andrew Foy. I helped with his campaigning and did several interviews with him. I will be playing them coming in the near future, where this was supposed to be one of our bright and shining star. Talking about bright and shining star, our news desk has just been alerted that there is some material for us to look at. Can you certify that this is actually coming from the Premier? This is from the Premier, you sure, right? Yes, the Karamanti Warriors have just indicated to us that this is coming from the Premier. Do we have clearance on this? Do we? Okay, they say we have the clearance. We are reading as we go along, people. This is great trialing time for the territory and the setup that is taking place. Here we have a footnote at our disposal. We cannot confirm it, but it is labeled Andrew A. Foy. It said that unfortunately, I have minimal access to media here in Miami detention, with only access to media websites and court website for a short period of time. This is my message to the people of the territory. Please post and forward to other online journal. This is very touching, people. If you are a close friend of the Premier who has lost his sister last week, may her soul rest in peace. We want to just put across that this next part that we're getting in is rather a tearful one. It says here, as the Premier, my people of the Virgin Islands, I was framed. My God, why is the Karamanti Warriors sneaking up on me like this? It is said that my people of the British Virgin Islands, I was framed by our colonial masters. He said that by the colonial masters with the help of the United States. This is like a declaration of war. If this can be proved factual, he is saying that the United States colluded with the UK to frame him. Let's carry on here. It said to oust myself from office, embarrass the Virgin Islands party, but most importantly, bring doubt and shame to the people of the Virgin Islands. He said, do not be fooled by this. The God of the universe allowed no weapon to prosper against the righteous. And I know that I will prevail. Now, these are words, presumably, from the man himself, Andrew A. Fahie. We are in a very tumultuous time, people, in case you're just joining us. It is the world-breaking news. The tourist board of the BVI don't have to pay for this publicity, so we should be getting a check from them very, very soon, seeing that this is a thing that is trending very hard. Oh my God, hold it, my people, hold it, because our newsroom is saying that someone has just indicated that they want to get more meat of the matter. Could you run it one more time for me, please?
In paradise. For years, the British Virgin Islands has been where the ultra-rich set up shell companies which are shrouded by secrecy and weak governance. So weak, the BVI governor set up a special commission last year investigating cronyism, widespread misuse of public funds, and possible links to drugs. Then yesterday, the Premier Andrew Fahie arrested by the Americans in Miami in connection with a cocaine plot.
And this afternoon, a bombshell announcement with the publication of a long-awaited report into alleged corruption in the British Virgin Islands that will ricochet through the Foreign Office here. The Commission found that governance on the islands was so bad, they're recommending temporary suspension of elected government itself and replacement with an advisory council. In other words, direct rule from here, London.
If approved by the Privy Council, which could happen within weeks, day-to-day control would pass to the BVI governor, career diplomat John Rankin, who'd appoint an executive council. Rankin said the commission had concluded,
with a particularly heavy heart, that unless the most urgent and drastic steps are taken, the current situation with elected officials deliberately ignoring the tenets of good governance, will go on indefinitely.
The Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, said substantial legislative and constitutional change is required to restore the standards of governance that the people of the British Virgin Islands are entitled to.
Your BVI government says transparent commission of inquiry is welcomed.
Premier Fahie had embraced the commission when it was set up, and many in the BVI will see suspending his government as the old colonial power throwing its weight around. As for Fahie's arrest, the commission and its findings are totally separate, insists the BVI governor. Fahie's indictment is like reading a Hollywood script, accused of helping Hezbollah and the Sinaloa cartel try to smuggle cocaine through the BVI ports. But the commission recommendations are to be welcomed, say anti-corruption campaigners.
Well, where are we today? We have a situation where the elected premier of the island has been arrested on suspected drugs trafficking offences. You've got a commission of inquiry saying there's endemic corruption. You've got our research, which points to 92% of money laundering and corruption money that flows through the overseas territories being in the British Virgin Islands. It's a pretty damning picture, and it's all come together very quickly, really. It's clear that urgent and decisive action needs to be taken to reverse the direction of travel.
Trouble in paradise, indeed.
Who put this country in this crisis? Who put this country in this crisis? You could fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You know, I know, they put their hand in the cookie jar. You know, I know, they be tampering with the cookie jar.
Oh, no.
Hey, I'm DJ, pull that up again. Who put this country in this crisis? You
Is that the letter from the Honorable Dancy pen there on the desk? The one that was penned to the Crown Council? Yeah, we're going to read it, yes.
I know.
We're going to read that letter, come on.
You know, I know, they be tampering with the cookie.
Yes.
The giant leaking, but the cookie missing. The giant leaking, but the cookie missing. VIP stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be. Then NDP stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be. All the cookie, everybody. Pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame, so them pointing fingers. Number one stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be. Then number two stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be. Then who all the cookie pointing fingers? Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame, so them pointing fingers. I say man, they pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame, so them pointing fingers. Number three stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be. Then who? Number four stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be. Then who? All the cookie pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers. Nobody want to take the blame, so them pointing fingers. I say man, they pointing fingers.
My God!
Nobody want to take the blame, so them pointing fingers. Number five stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
Cross, hungry, miserable.
Number six stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Yes, you couldn't be. Then all the cookie pointing fingers. Everybody pointing fingers.
Hey, I'm a DJ, pull that up again, pull it!
She had asked for the court to appoint her a legal counsel, but was denied on the grounds that the court determined that she does not qualify due to the value of her assets. Maynard then attempted to have Premier's lawyer represent her, but was told that's not allowed. Maynard's son, the third person arrested in the conspiracy plot, Oleanvine Maynard, is yet to face a day in court due to his pending extradition from the United States Virgin Islands Detention Center to Miami. It is not clear if he has a secured representation at this stage. However, Premier's lawyer yesterday told the court that she will attempt to assist the Maynards in securing proper legal representation. With this JTV News update.
Put this country in this crisis. You could fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You know, I know.
They put the hand in the cookie jar.
You know, I know.
Is it jar leaking now, daddy?
The jar leaking.
Hold on, the jar leaking now. Hold on. Somebody cast him. Who take the cookie?
VIP stole the cookie.
No, it cannot be. No, sir. Yes, you. Then who?
VIP stole the cookie.
Can't be. Hold on.
Yes, you.
Hey, I'm a DJ, pull that up again.
People, we're getting some breaking news because as I have some more of this letter to read, and it's very, very coming up. We're getting that the Right Honorable Amanda from the UK said that she's here to listen. She has landed in the British Virgin Islands right now, people. Yes, the UK is not wasting any time to capture some of these lands, these crown lands down here. And we have the capturer in here. They called her Right Honorable Amanda Millings. She's inside the British Virgin Islands right now, and I just want to ask one question. With all of what is transpiring, right? All of this capturing of lands and taking away people right, this are we living in a slave time? Are we people? You can call me 260-209-8730. This is no time to be silent. The lady said that she's here to listen, but listen to what and to where? I hope that the representative, we have a letter of cease and desist that we're presenting on behalf of the Maroon, the Nyankopong Sovereign Maroon Global Tribal Nation territories, because we do have brothers and sisters over that corporation called the British Virgin Islands. But we understand that Miss Millings have been sent to the British Virgin Islands for one task and one task alone.
And I used to dread and terror upon them. Good God of grace, will I have His mercy.
We got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. My God. Yes, Miss Millings in the British Virgin Islands to do some capturing. And it's all because of the carelessness of our leaders. I'm gonna call the name tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. We're starting live. I'm gonna tell you who wrote the letter to the Crown Council. I'm gonna tell you how the Honorable Andrew Foy reached the predicament that he is. Yes. America a capital and the whole of Jamaica a capital and a long time them want drink the Rasta man. Like them no know said that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand and thief in Columbus ever go then the plan of them make a ransom and then up in Caribbean no one ras then no side. Mayday, Mayday. The British are here. Mayday. We understand that there's also a warship, 2 warships that is parked outside of the vicinity of the eyeballs of some of our people. Let me just say Grand Rising to St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John. This the uprising. Come on a Rasta man, a Rasta no live pan no capture land. I know we're gonna find out if you have any real soldier over the corporation at BVI. The murder Washasha, one of the biggest lion over there. What you call the dirty Babylon? Go down there. America a capital and the whole of Jamaica a capital and a long time them want to the Rasta man. Like them no know said that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand and thief in Columbus have a gold in the plan. They make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. One ras then a side kill nothing Indian. In a plantation and bring cross one ship load of African. Now here comes the thief in Queen from England. Here comes the thief in what? Henry Maga. Sent on top a century full of separation. And after 400 years me send a reparation. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you please take me to the motherland. I beg you carry me go home. I bring me from the east. Come on a Rasta no live on no capture land. Coulda never carry me go home. Carry me go home. I said protect the land, please. Come on a Rasta no live on no capture land.
Guided in the values, vision, and struggle of our foreparents. These values are those of honesty, integrity, mutual respect, self-reliance, and a strong sense of belonging to and kinship with these islands. These have driven the vision across successive generations for Virgin Islanders to pursue social justice, economic empowerment, and political advancement for our people to become self-governing and to exercise the highest degree of control over the affairs of our country, for us to be true masters and architects of our destiny. I have never contemplated that the responsibility of leadership of the Virgin Islands would come so soon, nor under such circumstances. But I have been asked to lead, and I rise to the call, along with the rest of our team in the government, who remain committed to the development of the Virgin Islands and the improvement of the quality of life for all our Virgin Islands and residents. These are demanding times for leadership and government, but through the sum total of my education, training, and life experiences, I'm confident in my preparedness to lead the Virgin Islands at this time, along with my colleagues. There is a tremendous amount of work that needs to be done, and the fate of the Virgin Islands hangs in the balance. With the support of my colleagues in the government, the wider national community, and a collaborative approach with all the members of Her Majesty's loyal opposition, I am sure that together we, as a people, will get through this.
Wow. Yeah, is anybody can call Sister Joyce Smokey Joe for me? I think Sister Joyce have a song, Too Late Will Be Your Cry, you know. I have to play that song. But before I play that song, the reason why the BVI is at this junction, people, is because one thing and one thing only. There's only one reason why the British Virgin Islands right now is in the slave master is threatening to take away their rights because they've never used their rights on themselves or for their people. They've always used their rights, their privileges to oppress their brothers and sisters, especially the Maroons who come from other Atlantis islands. You know what the British Virgin Islands aristocratic snobs call our people? Dung Island people. Yeah, you Dung Island people come here to take what we have. I have one message to these aristocrats. These aristocrats who skin up their nose, some of them is on the picture right in front of us right now. Some of these people do not see our people with the dignity that they deserve. And this is why. Squeeze.
I sing, free up yourself in all the judgment. All the meditation and black reference. Answer clean into the pure now. Till I'll slide every time. Judgment. Again. For my mind. I am the Chicago man. Go. And just like I wrote the tango in them. Again. I am the Chicago man. Tell them to free up them conscience. And not Rastafari children. Well, bingy man, so you don't feel grudgeful and you don't feel envious. Your heart have to clean and you must not corrupt. In the bed of corruption and you must not rough up. When you see them bloody meat, then you must not cook up. When you see them get sick, then you must not sing up. Glorify your bread that works and don't get jealous. If you see your sister falling, then you must help her up. And you don't feel interfering and you don't feel.
Watch it, me beat and teach.
You don't feel love trust. And no Rastafari children. Bingy man, well, no grudge Mr. John, you will go a London. And as him come back in my house and land. And as him come back in by satellite dish. No grudge me Richard, you should run round the lane. So you know say she a ear, hostess from play. And this is something no one.
Yeah, this is where I gotta leave you. I gotta leave you right now. We're gonna be on here for 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. God's Spirit Live. It's gonna be hard. Tomorrow we're gonna name names. We're gonna tell you how the territory reached to this junction. Yes. Yeah, man, that bad mind kill you, man. You're too dirty mind, you're too nasty mind. For those who say we're not bow, we don't feel like say I like, we don't like. We don't do that.
Your mind of it free and your heart of it clean. That's why me tell the whole of them feel it clean. They know you're so calm and you want repeat. Again. So glorify your brother's works and the build up in the scheme. Work towards the goal and then fulfill the dream. Every man have them blessings from the supreme being. Now watch a man chewing heel straight and your way.
DJ, pull that up again. Pull it.
Yourself in all the judgment. All the meditation. meditation and black reference. Answer clean into the pure now. Till I'll say I live it every time. Judgment. Again. For bad mind, I'm gonna kill them.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up.
Your heart have to clean and you must not corrupt. In the bed of corruption, then you must not wrap up. In the serve the congregation, then you must not guess up. When you see them bloody meat, then you must not cook up. When you see them devil soup, then you must not sip up. Glorify your bread that works and don't get clear. You see your sister falling, then you must help her up. And you don't feel of hearing and you don't feel love touch. You don't feel love borrow, you don't feel love trust. I am for a still a in my house and land. No grudge me say bitch you will go a Paris. And as him come back in my satellite dish. No grudge me a rigid who she run round the day. So you know say she a ear hostess for me. And this is something me want who no feel it here. All the good things in that life it do not we try kill. No bad fight against nobody. No try watch the brain over nobody's soul. You know we try really father already done to that. In done run the main. If your heart is dirty, that is addiction. That mean you'll never get a ride on the pearly gate train. But bad mind I go kill them. I am the opposite I go mad them. Then every three of them can change. It's just like a road it I go end them. Again, mind I go kill them. I am the opposite I go mad them. Then every three of them can change. And the Rastafari children. Big man, well, your mind not be free and your heart not be clean. That's why me tell the whole of them feel it clean. They know you're so calm and you want repeat. To glorify your brother's works and build up the scheme. Work towards the goal and then fulfill the dream. Every man have them blessing from the supreme being. Now watch a man chewing heel straight on your one pain. Then make your 9 time and you fulfill them dream. The one thing make them say you mean. Be declared next month, then you know you're not get redeemed. I am Parasilassi guy, but bad mind I go kill them. I am the Aussie, I go hard them. Then every three of them can change. It's just like a road that I go hang them. Again, bad mind I go kill them. I am the Aussie, I go hard them. Then every three of them can change. And the Rastafari.
Fresh Radio Vybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Fresh Radio Vybz.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Fresh Radio Vybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Fresh Radio Vybz. Fresh Radio Vybz. Fresh Radio Vybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Fresh Radio Vybz. Fresh Radio Vybz. Fresh Radio Vybz, the most feared internet radio station on planet Earth. The resistant radio station. Fresh Radio Vybz.
They will set you up. Don't let them set you up. No, they will set you up. What is man that Jah is mindful of him? When every day the world is mingled up in sin, we see them all opposing and show off. We not the race of life. Later when I go laugh, don't let them set you up. Don't let them set you up. No, I don't wanna be set up. Don't let them set you up. Set you up, yeah. Every man had the same chance. Everybody had the same dance. Everybody in a romance, like the world in a lost trance. Yes, they got the system fighting against the things to make us all. Yes, to live as one, but they've got a master plan. Don't let them set you up. Don't let them set you up. No, no. Babylon can't set me up. Don't let them set you up. No, no. People are gonna talk, people are gonna laugh. Again, people are gonna pass some dirty remarks. Oh, my friend, them say no watch the dog go your back. Oh no, got some of them soul it last. Whoa, yeah. Oh God, don't let them set you up. No, no, Babylon can't set we up. No, no, don't let them set we up. No, no, Marcus Garvey still living. We're living out of Babylon. Oh yes, and they can't stop no time. The progress of this nation. No, no, so don't let them set you up. Don't let them set you up. No, no, don't let them set you up. No, no, don't let them set you up. No, no. Raskadites in the place, standing up. Yes, for the human race. Raskadites in the house. But me bondo to Babylon. East, west, north, and south. Don't let them set you up. Don't let them set you up.